ever wondered what your purpose is?
What is my purpose? That's a loaded question, and I've often asked myself that question over and over and over again. And it takes me into this vortex a lot of the time. I'm not living up to the expectations in my head of what I think my purpose should be. I'm asking these big questions. What is my purpose? I don't know if I'll ever have the answer to that.
Do we need an answer? I've spent most of my life seeking it, searching for some type of significance, and all it's led to is a state of unrest and unease. These days, I aim for a lot more peace of mind. Maybe it's not so much about our ultimate purpose, and instead trying our best to connect with each and every day. I mean, really noticing what's around us in the story called life. Maybe it's not about rushing madly towards some climax at the end of the story, where we're the heroes of the entire book who save the day and find the ultimate why. Maybe purpose is more simple than that, and is the story in and of itself that is being written each and every day. And it's just our job to observe what's being written, feel it, really feel it, and simply be thankful for the lessons. Sometimes the story isn't easy every day. I love the snow, but I find the winter dragging, I'll admit it. I long to hear the croak of the peepers around the pond outside in late spring. But then the snow started falling again. And in that moment, I realized this is my story just for today. It's not springtime. It's winter. And the only question I needed to answer right now was, how was I going to choose to use the next 24 hours I'd been given to live purposely? So I decided to go outside and experience the snow. How will you choose to use the next 24 hours you've been given to live more purposely? Let me know in the comments. After my walk, I decided to bake something because baked goods and a cup of tea always put a smile on my face. So I used what I had in my fridge and cupboards and made some coconut lemon scones. In the afternoon, I visited the local bookstore in town, the Owl and Pen, just to be around books and vintage items. like this old typewriter. During the winter, I haven't had much inspiration to write to my book, and being around this place inspires me.
So I wanted to talk a little bit more about what purpose means to me these days. And over the weekend, I was on a walk with a friend, and it was a winter walk. And to be really honest, the winter is kind of dragging on right now, and I'm so looking forward to spring. But I'm really grateful for those moments that I have that I can still walk with a friend and just be out in the winter air. And I'm really actually grateful for this friend, because if you've watched one of my last videos about choosing the woods over a friend, you would have found out that I left the city in order to be in the woods, and I left this friend in the city behind. And it's just been really wonderful because I've met a lot of nice people up here where I live right now, and they have a love of nature as well. So we often go for winter walks, and it's just beautiful to catch up and chat with a friend. And this friend and I actually called this walk our happy walk. And near the end of that walk, we checked in with each other and we asked, how have we grown in the last year? What are just some things that we've noticed? And both of us started talking about purpose and what purpose meant. And we came up with this phrase that said, my purpose is to live more purposefully. Because we always talk about living in the present, being mindful in the present. And for me, that makes me realize that I've come quite a long way, because let me backtrack at what I used to think purpose meant. And for me, purpose always meant having to do something, having to accomplish something. Purpose meant a title, a destination. I'm going toward a purpose. That's where I'm headed. And sometimes when life leads us off track and we're not going in the direction of that purpose, for me at least, sometimes that would make me feel pretty confused, because I would just tie my purpose up in this future event and this destination of what my purpose would be. And I'll admit, it's really hard to get out of that mindset. I still do sometimes think about what's my ultimate purpose. And these are really loaded questions. I'm a Christian, and sometimes I have asked God, well, more than sometimes, many times, what is my purpose? What's my ultimate purpose in life? And that's a really loaded question. It puts a lot of pressure. What I'm learning today is that purpose, my ultimate purpose, is to live more purposefully, more intentionally, just in today. I've heard this phrase said many times before to me, take it one day at a time. And I used to dislike that phrase. I used to not understand what taking it one day at a time meant. I thought, there had to be a game plan. There had to be a 3-month plan, a 6-month plan, a 5-year plan, something, right? There had to be a direction to go toward my purpose and achieve my purpose. But I've gone through a mind shift throughout these last few years, just practicing living more intentionally, living in the day, and living more purposefully. And it's up and down. It's not perfect for sure. Sometimes I'm still thinking about what is my ultimate purpose. But every time I put that pressure on myself and think about that, I take a step back. And I think why that phrase stood out to me, my purpose is to live more purposefully. It's because as I grow and as I learn more, I find that the simplest things are usually the most profound things. I mean, just being present in this very moment, doing things with intention, having a sense of wonder. There's an author called Richard Wagamese. I'm just going to read it out for you because I think he expresses what I'm trying to express to you very eloquently. He's an Indigenous author, and I read a lot of his poetry. And it says, "The beginning of wisdom is the same as its attainment, wonder. The truest statement in the world is, you never know. There is always something to evoke wonder and to wonder about. Because this world, this life, this universe, this reality is far more than just the sum of its parts. Even the slightest detail contains much more. The overwhelming awe and wonder we feel teach us more than we can ever glean or come to know of things. In the presence of that wonder, the head has no answers and the heart has no questions." So yeah, I think it's this thing about wonder, experiencing my day to day. And this is what I've been trying to do, especially in February when the winter month seems to drag on. I start to practice being more intentional and more purposeful in what it is I'm actually doing. For example, I haven't played piano for a long time. I used to play piano a lot. I had piano lessons when I was younger, and just now doing something with my hands and being intentional and purposeful in the music in and of itself, and just being grounded in that music, whether it's good, bad, or in between, it doesn't matter. It's just about being present in that moment. My purpose is to live
When I got home from the bookstore, I made a point of sitting down at the piano. It's been lonely for quite a while. Playing the music again felt good. I think I should do this more often. I also decided to paint, just because. I've had this canvas in the cupboard for months, and playing with the paint colors was fun. I chose the brighter colors to remind me of spring. It's definitely a work in progress. But I love abstract painting because, like life, sometimes the image is unclear. But if we purposely continue to observe it, we can find new perspective and a deeper meaning. Although I'm still thinking about springtime, today I'm thankful that instead of just focusing on the future, I found my purpose today and doing my best to connect with what life presented me with. This type of purpose brings me so much peace. If that purpose resonates with you, then please don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. I also find I get a lot of peace these days by wanting less. And here's that video next to find out what I actually gained by wanting less. Thank you for watching.